Over the past 3 years, 34 million Pakistanis left the country, which includes 5,000 doctors, 11,000 engineers, and 13,000 accountants, 45,000 highly skilled workers. Many companies, multinational corporations scaling back or entirely ceasing their operations in the country. The most prominent includes P&G, Shell, Telenor, Pfizer, Uber and Careem. Companies like Microsoft, TotalEnergies, and Yamaha similarly scaled back their presence or sold off their Pakistani assets. Millions of Pakistanis every day leave country to work and settle elsewhere. For developing countries, losing talent means losing doctors, scientists, teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs. Countries invest years and resources in educating these individuals. Why are so many Pakistanis leaving? And what does it mean for Pakistan's future? The scale of migration is staggering. According to Pakistan's Bureau of Immigration and Overseas Employment, 8 million Pakistanis left for overseas employment in 2022. 8.6 million Pakistanis left in 2023, the highest figure in years. These figures only include officially registered overseas workers. They do not include students, permanent immigrants, many professionals moving through independent channels. Meaning the real number is significantly higher. Brain drain, also called human capital flight, is the large-scale emigration or migration of highly skilled, educated, and talented professionals from one region, country, or industry to another. Political instability is one of the biggest drivers of brain drain in Pakistan. Since 2022, Pakistan has experienced frequent political confrontations, government changes, street protests, policy uncertainty, and institutional conflicts. Political uncertainty affects the economy, employment opportunities, investment, and governance. These factors collectively encourage many educated and skilled Pakistanis to seek opportunities abroad. Political instability can discourage domestic and foreign investment. Investors generally prefer stable environments where policies are predictable and consistent. When investment slows, fewer businesses are established, job creation declines, economic growth weakens. As a result, many professionals look for opportunities in countries with stronger and more stable economies. If political instability weakened confidence, inflation hit people's lives directly. Pakistan experienced one of the worst inflation crises in its modern history. Average inflation in 2023 exceeded 30%, while food inflation reached even higher levels in some months. Prices surged, flour prices doubled in many areas. Electricity tariffs increased repeatedly, fuel prices reached record levels. Rent and transportation costs soared. A graduate earning 50,000 rupees per month suddenly found that salary insufficient for basic living expenses. In May 2023, annual inflation touched 37.97%, meaning prices were nearly 38% higher than a year earlier. Major causes: sharp depreciation of the Pakistani rupee, IMF-driven energy price adjustments, flood-related supply disruptions, rising global oil prices, political instability, and investor uncertainty. In 2024, average inflation declined to 12.6%. At first glance, this seemed like good news, but there was a problem. Lower inflation does not mean lower prices. It simply means prices were rising more slowly. By 2025, inflation dropped dramatically. According to official data, annual inflation fell to around 3 to 6% during most of the year, ending December at 5.6%. This was a major improvement compared to the crisis years. Reasons included tighter monetary policy, reduced domestic demand, relative currency stability, improved agricultural supplies. However, many Pakistanis still felt financially stressed because prices had already risen massively during 2022 to 2024. How inflation changed people's lives. For the middle class, rising prices of food, fuel, electricity, gas, education, and healthcare significantly reduced purchasing power. Even salaried professionals found that salary increases could not keep pace with rising living costs. The lower middle class was affected even more severely. A large portion of their income was already spent on basic necessities. As prices of flour, cooking oil, sugar, milk, and utility bills increased, many families struggled to meet daily expenses. Some reduced the quality and quantity of food, accumulated debt, took multiple jobs, or relied on financial support from relatives working abroad. For Pakistan's middle and lower middle classes, inflation was more than an economic problem, it was a daily battle to maintain a decent standard of living while watching expenses rise faster than incomes. A functioning economy is not built only on resources, population, or geography. It is built on one foundation: the rule of law. When laws are applied fairly, consistently, and without bias, people trust the system. But when the rule of law becomes weak or unpredictable, it slowly begins to affect every part of society, especially the economy and human capital. Pakistan's justice system is often described as slow and overloaded. Cases can take years, sometimes decades, to resolve. This creates three major problems: delayed justice for ordinary citizens, increased cost of doing business, lack of confidence in legal protection. For professionals and investors, time is money. A slow legal system discourages both entrepreneurship and foreign investment. Corruption can appear in different forms such as bribery, favoritism, misuse of public funds, and lack of transparency in decision-making. When public services are influenced by connections instead of merit, it weakens institutional performance and reduces efficiency. Over time, this slows job creation and economic growth. For young professionals and graduates, corruption can become a major source of frustration when merit is not the primary factor in hiring or promotion. This contributes to brain drain as skilled individuals seek more transparent systems abroad. Corruption does not only drain money from a system, it drains trust, opportunity, and ultimately, the talent needed to rebuild a nation. Over the past decade, Pakistan has faced a growing job crisis, not because people are unwilling to work, but because the economy is not creating enough opportunities for a rapidly expanding population. By 2026, Pakistan's labor market shows clear pressure in total unemployment rate 7.1%, around 5.9 million people unemployed. Whereas youth unemployment is around 12.5% in recent labor estimates. At the same time, Pakistan's population crossed 250 million. World Bank estimates suggest Pakistan must create 25 to 30 million jobs in the next decade just to stay stable. Not everyone leaves legally. In desperate attempt to get rid of poverty, some migrants turn to human smugglers. Many attempt dangerous journeys through Iran, Turkey, North Africa before trying to enter Europe. From Gulf countries, 38,616 Pakistanis were deported in 2025, including 27,692 alone from Saudi Arabia, mainly due to illegal or visa overstay begging cases. More than 20,000 Pakistanis were deported, returned in 11 months. Global total estimate from countries includes Europe, Middle East, and transit countries. Between January and early June 2026, nearly 3,500 Pakistanis were deported from UAE. Is brain drain always negative? Brain drain is not entirely negative. Pakistan receives billions of dollars annually through remittances sent home by overseas Pakistanis. Many countries have transformed brain drain into brain gain. Pakistan can do the same. Merit-based systems, transparency, and stronger institutions, better governance encourage talent to stay. Expanding industry, technology, manufacturing, and exports can create opportunities for graduates. Pakistan is not a country short of potential, it is a country rich in untapped national assets. With a population of over 240 million people, more than 60% under the age of 30, Pakistan holds one of the largest youth forces in the world. Its value does not lie only in land, minerals, or geography, but in its human capital. A generation capable of building economies, driving innovation, and competing globally. If guided with stability, merit, and opportunity, this same workforce that is leaving today can become the foundation of tomorrow's prosperity. And if that potential is nurtured with justice, stability, and opportunity, the country that is losing talent today can become the country that leads tomorrow. At the end, every person desires to live a better and fulfilling life, and we should not restrict them. As sometimes brain drain is better than brain in drain.